If you're into beekeeping, you've definitely wrestled with this one. It's the question that pretty much defines your entire setup. Are you going to run one brood box or two? Believe me, this single choice impacts everything: your money, your time, and the health of your hives. So today, let's get into it and try to settle this debate once and for all.
Now, this isn't just about how much wood you're buying, okay? This decision goes right to the heart of your beekeeping philosophy. Are you all about that lean, mean, efficient style of management? Or do you prefer a system that's a bit more forgiving, a little more hands-off? Your answer is going to affect your wallet, your back, and most importantly, your bees.
All right, first step in the ring, let's talk about the challenger, the single brood box system. This whole approach is about being compact, super efficient, and really, really hands-on. You can think of it as kind of the minimalist's guide to beekeeping.
Okay, so the immediate benefits here are pretty compelling. You can't deny it. Right off the bat, you're looking at half the cost for equipment, which is huge. And, maybe even more importantly, a lot less heavy lifting. Your back will thank you. Inspections become an absolute breeze when you only have 10 frames to check for the queen instead of 20. And because that space is smaller, the bees tend to build up and fill it out really fast, which can be a massive boost for your honey production. It's a system that's just built for speed and efficiency.
But, all that efficiency comes at a cost. A single box can get cramped for a booming colony, and that means the risk of them swarming goes way up if you're not paying super close attention. It's also just less forgiving. After you pull the honey supers, you have to be right on top of feeding them to make sure they've got enough stores to make it through the winter. This system really demands your attention. There is very, very little room for error here.
All right, so let's switch gears and turn our attention to the traditional powerhouse. This is the system that most new beekeepers get introduced to, the double brood box hive. It's the classic, it's time-tested, and it's known for being incredibly reliable. The biggest selling point for the double box is just how forgiving it is. That extra space is like an insurance policy, both for the bees and for you. There's so much more room for them to store food, and plenty of space for the queen to lay, which naturally lowers their urge to swarm. This makes it just about perfect for beginners who are still figuring things out, or even for commercial guys who are managing hundreds of hives and just can't give each one that intensive, individual attention. Of course, all that extra space comes with its own set of problems. You've got double the equipment to buy and manage, and lifting a full deep box, man, that is heavy work. Inspections can feel like you're on a treasure hunt, searching for one queen across 20 different frames. And here's a big one. A larger, continuous bird nest can also become the perfect breeding ground for varroa mites, and those little parasites are a beekeeper's #1 enemy.
So, let's put them head-to-head, tail of the tape style. It's really all about a series of trade-offs, isn't it? A single box is cheaper, it's less heavy lifting, but it demands really intensive management to keep that higher swarm risk under control. The double box is the exact opposite. Higher cost and way more lifting, but it's much, much more forgiving and works great if you want a more hands-off approach. So the real question is, which set of trade-offs are you willing to make?
Now, here's a common argument you hear all the time. Your location changes everything. A lot of people just assume you absolutely need 2 boxes to get a hive through a long, cold winter. But is that actually true? Let's take a look at what the research says from some pretty chilly places.
Okay, this is fascinating. The University of Guelph in Ontario, Canada, and believe me, they know a thing or two about harsh winters up there, they find that single-box hives do just fine. Their research shows that success isn't really about the number of boxes you have. It's all about proper management, making sure those bees are well-fed and the hive is wrapped and prepped correctly for the cold. And that, right there, really gets to the core of it. The whole single versus double debate isn't a simple one is better kind of argument. The ultimate winner is just proper beekeeping. Your success is going to depend far more on your skills as a manager, your ability to look at a hive, read what's going on, and give it what it needs, than on the specific equipment you happen to choose. So with all that in mind, how in the world do you make the right choice for your own apiary? Let's break it down with some clear, straightforward recommendations.
Look, if you are just starting out, the advice is crystal clear. Start with 2 boxes. That extra space is a safety net. It's a buffer that will protect you from a lot of common beginner mistakes. It just gives you more time to react and lowers the risk of your first colonies swarming or starving. Now, if you're an experienced beekeeper, someone who genuinely enjoys being in your hives all the time, then hey, maybe experimenting with a single box system is a great move for you. It can definitely increase your efficiency and lower your costs as long as you're ready for that more intensive management style.
Ultimately, the choice really does come back to you. There is no single right answer here. There's only what's right for your hives, your climate, and your personal style. So you have to ask yourself, what does my beekeeping philosophy demand? Is it the lean, data-driven path of efficiency, or is it the traditional, resilient path of forgiveness? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.